Hi there, this is Deacon John Wilson here. I'm the Education Enrichment Director from West Angeles Church. I'm here to talk to my class of 2024 12th graders who are college bound here in LA and across the nation, I suppose. Although a lot of what I have to say will be sort of local related to CSU. There are a few things I want to talk about. I'll try to do this as quickly as possible, but as direct as possible. And based on my questions I'm getting from parents this time of the year, I'll do this from time to time when I see some things need clarity. I first need to talk about this business of early decision versus early action versus nothing at all. Just remember, early decision. And a lot of counselors are pushing early decisions. I don't know if it's a lot, but I've heard it 3 times in the last week. Early decision means that you'll learn early about whether you get into college. And everybody wants to know early this year more than ever before. And I'm not sure why. You're really only going to know, say, in January, and you could have known in March. Don't know how it would change your life, but early decision means you're going to learn early. But the decision to go to but when you learn early, you have to go to that you're in. You have to go to that college. It's binding. It is a binding decision, which means that any financial aid that they offer you will be binding too. They might have mercy on you and give you a little more money, but here's the point. You'll never have the chance to learn, parents, what the market would have offered, what other schools would have offered your student. And almost always, early decision schools are the most expensive colleges with the most tight financial aid policies. So early decision to me is a no-no. I don't care if it's early decision 1, early decision 2, early decision 3, 4, 10 million. It's still early decision. And my number one responsibility, unless you stop me, is to protect your retirement. It should be the way you shop for things. You should compare prices. And you can't compare prices if you went early decision. It's like you sitting at home ordering something on a catalog, and you could get it for lower if you go out into the store and look at different products. It usually doesn't happen that way, but you know what I mean. All right, so be careful about this early decision. Then you might say, what about early action, Deacon? Early action's okay. But if your student applies to too many early action schools, if there's students here, if you apply to too many early action schools and you still have schoolwork and stuff and got to do all that writing, they're all due on the same day, November 1st. There's a few that are November 15th, but most of them are November 1st. It's going to drive you crazy. It's really stressful. Like right now, a lot of you haven't even done the supplemental essays, and you got 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 schools that are early action. That is way too much stress. Put some of those off till later. I know what you're thinking. Oh, but I want to learn early. Well, if you learn early from 4 schools, so what? It's not binding. It's not binding to go to the school. You still have to wait for the financial aid award. How is learning early really helping you? Now, there are some rare cases where you can get a little more money that way. Most time, you don't know that. Unless you're on my program or somebody's telling you that, you don't know. Early action doesn't mean you'll get more money. Doesn't always mean that. If you have great grades, you're getting that money anyway. If your grades aren't so great, you weren't getting a lot of money anyway. We're talking private schools. So be sure about early action. And then, of course, you can do neither early decision or early action. Just plan your deliveries to be over a period of time. They're due in January 1st to January 5th, like most of private schools. Start delivering in November, late November. Late November, early December. All right, that's my thing about early decision. Now let's talk about the FAFSA. I'm getting people ask me to deliver their FAFSA. The FAFSA is not available this year until December. The government has not said even that it's December 1st. And speaking of that early decisions discussion, I don't know how these early decision schools are going to decide. They say they're going to use the CS profile, and you have to get that in right now. That's another problem with early decision. You got to be delivering that CS profile in November, probably. A lot of you don't even know what the CS profile is. It's a College Board document, financial aid document, above and beyond the FAFSA. But if you haven't delivered that, don't know what it is, maybe I'll do a separate video, or you can email me. My email address is in the description block below, okay? All right, so that's the discussion on FAFSA. You can't deliver it till December. We don't know the date yet. I have an earlier video, and I'll put the link below on how to get your username and password for FAFSA, which I think you should be doing right now. Okay, but you can't deliver the FAFSA right now. All right, let's talk about CSU. This comes up every year. Perhaps it should have been a separate video. Maybe it will later. You know, why I got to apply to CSU, and the schools are pushing it, and they should, because you should apply to your local CSU for where your high school is located. If necessary, another 2 or 3, if you can, another 2 or 3 others. But they are $70 each unless you can get an income fee waiver, income-based fee waiver. And they're hard to get because your income has to be very low, your household income. That being said, CSU is a great choice. It's not easy to pick the right CSUs to apply to. You need to talk to somebody like me to help you with that, because some are way easier to admit than others. And most of the time, students want San Diego State, Long Beach, you know, and Fullerton, Poly SLO. And these are the hardest to admit CSUs, without a doubt. And they don't get into CSUs. But you got to apply to the right CSUs. Make sure you do that. Those applications open unceremoniously, meaning I didn't hear a lot about it, on October 1st. That wasn't the deadline. Don't panic. They'll be open through the priority date of November 30th. Some of them will close, already planning to close after that, but a lot of them close November 30th. So get those applications in for CSU. There's no essay, there's no recommendation, nothing like that. It's just a very, very tricky kind of grade self-report that we're helping students with this year, as we always do. So get a hold of me if you need that help. All right, I just wanted to hit 3 topics there. Maybe I'll come back a little later with a little more information on a couple other things. These topics, the early decision versus early action, the FAFSA, and the CSU, I'm getting a lot of emails and texts about those right now. That's why I chose to cover those. All right, God bless you. Remember to check the description block. Would you please click like and subscribe if you think this was good information, and subscribe to our videos, and click the notification, click the button and then click to be notified when our videos drop. Otherwise, they'll appear in your feed when you check YouTube. But check our channel regularly. We're dropping videos 3 a week, sometimes 4. And usually 2 of them this time of year are going to be about college stuff, college matters related to admissions and enrollment. All right, God bless you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye now.